This is actually crazy. One analyst just dropped a massive bombshell to Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu will skyrocket in just a few days. Almost 700 billion Shiba Inu is on the move. People are hyped. This might be the dream we're waiting for to reach 1 cent, and it's not stopping soon. What is happening? And why am I excited? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Something huge just dropped today that's shaking the entire Shiba Inu community. Out of nowhere, one analyst made a prediction so bold, it's got everyone talking. According to him, Shiba Inu could explode way sooner than anyone expected. Like, this isn't just your usual maybe someday talk. He's saying it's coming soon, and it could change everything. What's even crazier is that this prediction lines up perfectly with what we're seeing from the whales right now. Massive wallets are suddenly moving, quietly, but in a way that signals something big is brewing. When you put the pieces together, it looks like the perfect storm is forming, and this could finally be the moment Shiba Inu starts its big comeback. And yes, this could be the start of that legendary journey to the 1 cent dream. It's no longer just hype. The setup is actually starting to look real. Now you might be wondering, has this news already moved the chart? Well, according to one analyst, Shiba Inu's price just climbed back to a key level that it hasn't touched in a while. And not just touched, it's holding steady above it. The momentum is building. The price is now knocking on the door of a major resistance zone, a level that's held Shiba back more than once in the past. But here's the kicker. If it manages to break through that wall, we could be looking at a move straight toward the next big milestone, one that gets people seriously talking again. And it's not just some tiny bump. We're talking about the kind of jump that would pull headlines, bring back retail interest, and fire up the Shiba Inu community like it's 2021 all over again. Right now, everything feels different. The sell pressure? It's basically fading. Holders aren't letting go of their bags. Whales are stirring. Analysts are calling for a breakout. And the energy in the community? It's shifting. So yeah, it really feels like something big is coming. Something that might just flip the entire script for Shiba Inu. So what just happened? Shiba Inu is finally showing some serious strength again, and it's turning heads across the crypto world. After months of slow movement and underwhelming price action, something's clearly shifting. And now, a well-known analyst who goes by the name Gehavian Goals just gave a bold prediction that's making waves. In his latest analysis, he's seeing all the signs of a major rally brewing. He believes Shiba Inu could explode by more than double from where it is right now, and not just based on hype, but on strong technical signals. He pointed out that throughout 2024 and even into 2025, Shiba Inu has been repeatedly bouncing off the same key support zone. We're talking about moments when the price tried to fall lower, but got rejected every single time. Those bounces happened earlier this year in February, March, April, and again just recently in June. Each of those moments confirmed that this price area is a solid demand zone, a foundation where buyers step in and don't let Shiba fall any lower. And here's where it gets really exciting. Every time Shiba Inu has rebounded off this level in the past, it hasn't just crept up, it's surged. One of the most dramatic examples was earlier this year, when it launched from this same base and flew all the way to a local high before running into resistance. So now, with Shiba Inu holding strong again, the setup looks very familiar. History might just repeat itself, and if it does, we're talking about a massive run that could break through multiple resistance levels. Analysts aren't the only ones noticing. The broader Shiba Inu community is buzzing, and many believe we could be headed towards some of those higher price zones again. Recent studies even suggest Shiba could reclaim those big levels from early 2024 if current momentum continues and key resistance areas get broken, especially those with heavy trading activity. This is big, because once Shiba Inu breaks above those zones, there's way less friction in the chart. That means fewer people selling and more room for the price to climb, and fast. And that's how we start seeing the 1 cent dream become a real conversation again. It might still sound far off, but if this kind of momentum keeps building, if the whales keep supporting it, and if Shiba continues to prove it can hold its ground and climb from these strong support zones, then we're not just looking at another short-term pump. We're looking at the early stages of something way bigger. Something that could make the next wave of Shiba Inu holders into legends. And actually, we can already see the hype building up today. Just look at what's happening behind the scenes. According to Into the Block, something massive just went down. Shiba Inu's large holders inflow shot up like crazy. On July 13th, It was sitting at around 245 billion tokens, and by July 16th, it had exploded to over 973 billion. That's a jaw-dropping increase of over 700 billion in just 3 days. That kind of move is no accident. When inflows like that hit whale wallets, it usually means one of two things. Either big-time investors are scooping up more Shiba Inu, or they're reallocating serious chunks of their portfolio into it. And either way, it's bullish. Because while retail traders are still watching from the sidelines, smart money might already be stepping in early, setting up their positions before the next big move. Now sure, this kind of activity doesn't always lead to instant price jumps. But let's be real. When whales start accumulating, they're not doing it for fun. They see something coming. They're preparing. And they don't just throw hundreds of billions around unless they believe in what's next. This surge in whale activity comes at a time when Shiba Inu is already showing signs of strength. We're seeing price levels hold, upward momentum building, and now the whales are making moves. It's all starting to connect. The bullish calls from analysts, the bounce from key support levels, and now this surge in high-volume inflows. If this trend continues, and these whales either keep buying or simply stop selling, then the sell pressure disappears. And when that happens, there's nothing holding Shiba Inu back from launching again. The setup is all there. Strong base, big wallet stacking, and a community that's waking back up. This is how it starts. First, the smart money moves in. Then the price slowly builds momentum. And before the market even realizes it, Shiba Inu could be right back in the spotlight, racing past resistance, and setting the stage for the kind of rally that people dreamed of during the bear market. So yeah, the hype? It's not just talk anymore. It's happening. Right now. And here's the thing. Even if we zoom out and look at the long term, Shiba Inu is still looking strong. It's not just about the short-term spikes or whale movements. There's a bigger picture here, and it's exactly what Lucy, the Shiba Inu lead marketer, reminded everyone of in her recent tweet. She said something that really hits home. How do you expect all that negativity to bring positive outcomes? Just pause and believe you deserve everything good coming your way. I want, I can, and I will win. That's more than just motivation. That's the mindset of the entire Shiba Inu movement right now. Despite all the ups and downs, the market noise, and the doubt from outsiders, Shiba Inu has never really left. It's just been preparing for what's next. The energy, the community, the developers, the whales, it's all starting to align. Lucy's message reflects where we're headed. This isn't about hoping anymore. It's about believing and backing that belief with action. The community is stronger, the fundamentals are better, and the market is finally turning in our favor. The dream of hitting 1 cent? It's not just some wild fantasy anymore. It's a vision built on patience, growth, and resilience. Every time Shiba Inu bounces from those key support levels, every time whales load up, every time a voice like Lucy reminds us to stay focused, that's one more step closer. So when you look at the charts, the community energy, and even the messaging from Shiba Inu's own team, everything is saying the same thing. Shiba Inu is here to win. And the best part? We might be just getting started. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And
whales cannot be stopped. Trillions of Shiba Inu tokens, hundreds of millions of dollars. And the data suggests that this is just the beginning. People are waking up seeing these numbers trying to benefit from this opportunity. But what is actually happening? And how long will this market craze last? Well, let's find out. Disclaimer: the market has pivoted to a recovery phase, but some altcoins still haven't reclaimed their yearly highs, despite Bitcoin spiking above the $71,000 threshold. Shiba Inu is also part of this recovery trend, but is facing strong resistance due to multiple sell walls. A sell wall occurs when a large number of sell orders are placed at a particular price level, creating a barrier that can be difficult for the price to rise above. For example, imagine there are 100 Shiba Inu tokens available for sale at 1 penny. If buyers only want to purchase 50 Zero tokens at that price, the supply at that level is much higher than that demand, making it hard for the market to buy the tokens that are available at that price to move up past 1 penny. However, there is a way we can surpass these sell walls and achieve new highs for Shiba Inu. But before we dive into that, we need to take a look at what's happening with Bitcoin today has been a literally crazy day for Bitcoin, and its impact on Shiba Inu is enormous. Spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds or ETFs have achieved their longest streak of consecutive net inflows since they launched, with 18 straight days of positive flows as of Thursday since launching in January 2021. The price of Shiba Inu has increased by $1.2 billion, and even though the current inflows are still lower than the peak levels in March, according to the block's data dashboard, the sustained positive net inflows, especially driven by BlackRock, highlight continued strong interest and confidence in Bitcoin among investors. 18 days in a row of positive inflows definitely gives us a bullish sign. It shows that more and more investors are putting their money into crypto, which is some very good news for any crypto enthusiast. But traditional investors aren't the only ones accumulating Bitcoin. Just take a look at this crypto whale. According to a report by Wu Blockchain based on research from CryptoQuant, around $1 billion worth of Bitcoin is being added every day to a massive new whale wallet. In total, long-term holders have amassed 70 Bitcoin over the last 30 days, with whale demand increasing at a rate of 4.4% per month. And now you might be wondering if 4.4 is a big number. It definitely is. To put it in perspective, if you start with $10,000 and add 4.4% every month in 5 years, you'd have a lot more than you might expect after 5 years. That 10,000 would grow to around $87,000. This shows how powerful a 4.4% monthly increase can be over time, highlighting the significant impact of the current whale demand on Bitcoin's market. But in addition to that, just today, according to CoinGlass data, Bitcoin open interest has reached a new all-time high peak of $37 billion open. Interest refers to the total dollar amount of Bitcoin in the last 5 years, which is about a third of the total dollar amount of outstanding Bitcoin futures or options contracts. And you might be wondering, is this metric important? Absolutely. Open interest is a crucial indicator of market sentiment and activity in the futures and options markets. A high level of open interest suggests that there is significant trading activity and interest in Bitcoin derivatives, indicating a strong and active market. So while some may have thought that the crypto market is flat and boring right now, it actually isn't. The record-breaking open interest is a significant indicator of the market, and Bitcoin futures and options demonstrates that there is still plenty of excitement and activity happening in the crypto space. But here's something very interesting. Despite the strong inflows and a Bitcoin rally past 71.0, Google Trends data reveals a surprising trend. Compared to 2021, hardly any Americans are conducting searches related to Bitcoin, FSITs, price, or crypto in general. Google Trends assigns a value out of 100 based on a search interest relative peak popularity. For example, on June 5, searches for Bitcoin originating from the US scored only 31, while Bitcoin ETF had a mere 1. Other related searches such as Bitcoin price and crypto received slightly higher index scores of 18 and 13, respectively, but still remained significantly below the search volumes during 2021's retail-driven bull run. Interest in crypto-related searches has dwindled over the year. There were spikes in interest across the board. On January 11th, the price of Bitcoin has been rising for the past year, and the price of Bitcoin has been all-time high for the first time since 2021. It's noteworthy that search interest for Bitcoin peaked in May 2021, a few weeks after surpassing 50 for the first time and just before reaching its long-standing all-time high of nearly 69 in November 2021. Crypto analyst Miles Dutcher shared data indicating a significant decline in viewership of crypto-related YouTube channels compared to 2021, despite Bitcoin surpassing its previous all-time high in 2021. During Bitcoin's peak, crypto YouTube channels were garnering around 4 million daily views. However, in 2024, despite Bitcoin reaching new highs, daily views have dropped to approximately 800,000. Dutcher emphasized, retail isn't back yet. According to him, there's no better indicator of the current state of the market than crypto YouTube views. This decline in viewership suggests that mainstream retail interest in cryptocurrency has not returned to the level seen during the 2021 bull run, despite Bitcoin's price reaching new heights. But still, with 18 days of Bitcoin ETF inflows and massive whale accumulation, you might wonder, why hasn't the price skyrocketed yet? Where's the impact of these developments? Well, that's a good question. Analyst Jimmy sheds some light on this. He explains that spot Bitcoin ETFs worldwide hold only about 5% of the total Bitcoin circulating supply, while the majority is held by whales. Jimmy notes that while ETF inflows are indeed significant, they are still minimal compared to the volume of Bitcoin being traded and sold by these large holders. He emphasizes that for every buyer in the market, there needs to be a seller, and the actions of these major players can heavily influence price movements. Even though the price might not react immediately, the recent developments such as 18 consecutive days of inflows into Bitcoin, ETFs, and whales accumulating Bitcoin are still considered bullish. This is because these actions demonstrate a growing interest and confidence in Bitcoin as an asset class among both institutional investors and individual traders. While the price might not reflect these developments right away due to various factors influencing the market, such as short-term speculation and profit-taking, the underlying trend indicates a strengthening foundation for Bitcoin's long-term growth. Essentially, these actions lay the groundwork for future price increases. In the long term, the price of Bitcoin is expected to rise to $1.5 billion, which is a significant increase in the market's day-to-day fluctuations. But what about Shiba Inu? Well, if Bitcoin experiences a significant price increase due to recent developments, it will have a massive impact on Shiba Inu. We know that Shiba Inu is highly sensitive to Bitcoin movements and shares a strong correlation with it. Currently, Shiba Inu faces a major obstacle in the form of a massive sell wall, according to Into the Block data. This wall represents a threshold. We're over the top. Over 64,000 addresses collectively hold 69 trillion Shiba Inu tokens, which is over 10% of the entire supply. The selling pressure from these addresses often leads to corrections in Shiba Inu's price, as we've seen in recent movements. As a result, Shiba Inu has retraced most of the gains it made during the recent rally. This situation can be frustrating for Shiba Inu investors, as the presence of such a large sell wall can impede its upward momentum. However, Shiba Inu is now aiming to sell Shiba Inu, stabilize above its current price level, and use it as a foundation for a second upward push when bullish sentiment returns. To surpass this immediate sell wall, Shiba Inu would need to confidently close above 4027. But with the potential upcoming push in Bitcoin's price, according to previous patterns, this should significantly benefit Shiba Inu. This is precisely what we need for Shiba Inu to overcome its current challenges and resume its upward trajectory. But what is your opinion on that? Comment down below. I'd be eager to read your opinion. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then please like this video and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please share this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.